Now let us understand something about mind. There is the brain, there is the mind. The mind is working through the brain cells. The brain cells are physical, but they form the seat of the mind working. And the mind is an instrument which is to focus the soul to externalize itself through the brain cells into the activity of the body. That is how it is intended for. There is the soul, which is ourselves. We have to work through this body. We have the mind, which is like a lens, which makes our soul light work through the body. But we have to focus first of all. But in the meanwhile, what is happening is there is a partial reflection going on in the mind. When at night you have a light here, you look that side, you will find only the light and the reflection of the room, not the things outside. Like that, the mind has a peculiar reflecting surface, which is reflecting only the environment and not the real contents in us, the real self in us. It is an instrument intended for the real self to externalize through the brain cells, through the body, our speech, our thoughts and our actions. But when the instrument is made and given by nature into the world, the activity started a reflecting activity, and we are living in it. Sometimes we live in it, we work for it, we die in it. Then we live only for those four aspects which we spoke of. So, the purpose of mind is only to act as a lens to receive the soul light and reflect it through the brain cells into the body. This is the purpose of the mind. The soul should be externalized through the living. It is possible only when the reaction of the mind to the environment is suspended and neutralized. First, we have to suspend this reactive activity. You have to switch off here, take off the light here, make this dark, and then make a light there. Then you will understand at night that there are trees and there is a big compound. Otherwise, you will find that there is also another room that side. That is how we have to start. We have to take off the light in this room. Then you will know that there is some light. You make that light. You will find the light other side growing. Then the trees, then the vast space, the heaven and earth. Otherwise, only our room is reflected. So this is the next step. The soul should be externalized. It is possible only when the reaction of the mind to the environment is suspended and neutralized. A conscious attempt to take this change is absolutely necessary, and it is to try to know what yoga is without haste and without lethargy. Haste makes us rush into methods that are often astral, belonging to the astral. That is emotion. We may rush into foolish emotion, foolish devotion, and we may sometimes damage the instrument given to us. This is an instrument imported from an unknown foreign land, so the parts cannot be replaced when damaged. So, without haste and without lethargy, without timidity, we have to sometimes wait, sometimes proceed. There is the telephone from the higher centers, which is called the instinct which guides you. If you just listen to the ring of the telephone, you will know when to wait and when to proceed. But if you make your mind more active towards the outward images, you will rush unnecessarily sometimes, and sometimes you will wait when you ought not have it, like that. So, it is a step in human evolution. This attempt, we may think sometimes, do we really attempt, or something makes us attempt? Is it a natural phenomenon in evolution, or are we to take the lead? That's the question once again. Then this is a step in the human evolution. Just as we are evolved from the animal kingdom to the human kingdom, we are undergoing so many sub-steps in the evolution. This step is also there to take the decision to have a yoga way of living. This is caused by the presence of the accomplished ones working on this way. How we get the first spark? How is it that we will be able to appreciate the need of a beginning? That is because of the presence of those people who have already attained this state. They are around us everywhere. They are doing their silent work for us always. Suppose a pin on the table begins to move and vibrate. That indicates there are magnets on the table. See, the very vibration of the pin indicates that there are some magnets or some electronic instruments already on the table or in the vicinity. Similarly, we live in a world where there are people who have crossed all these levels and who have come to the stage of attainment. Then their presence, we are always exposed to their presence. Though we are exposed to the reactive attitude of the mind to the environment, though we are exposed to so many temptations in the outer world, we are also equally exposed to the presence of the higher workers, the masters, who are already strongly magnets. So, a time comes when we begin to vibrate in response to their presence. Their presence itself works as their recollection of ours. They need not take special notice of every one of us. At first, their presence makes a vibration in us. The magnet need not take the presence of every particle of the iron dust existing on the table. It is natural for the iron particle to vibrate to a magnet. Similarly, suddenly we begin to respond to the presence of the great ones. That is how the beginning takes place.